YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexis, if you don't already know, and if you haven't read the title already, today we finna get into Mr. Andrew Tate. I know in the last, like, I want to say 2 videos or whatever, because I think I did one on top of the video that I did about him. The first one that I posted to him, like, wasn't like a good light of him, and I told y'all that I was gonna react more to him and like see him in a good light or whatever. So I don't know what he's going through as far as like the cancer, like it, and like that's the thing. Like, I've been seeing all over Twitter that he actually really does have like cancer or tumors or something like that. And if he does, like, y'all shouldn't hate any person on this earth. Like, I don't care if they killed 1 million people. Y'all shouldn't hate anybody on this earth enough to wish bad on them on top of what they're already going through, because we all going through something. And so if he is fighting cancer or tumors or whatever the case may be, I wish him the best of luck, and I know that God can heal him and can heal anybody. So I pray that God is with him through what he is walking through, and I wish him the best of luck in all he does in life. So with that being said, you guys, we are going to be reacting to Andrew Tate revealing his secrets to success. So like I said, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be reacting to that. I hope he drops some jewels. I'm going to be over here taking notes, like, for real, for real. But before we get into this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment by the end of it if you want to. And also leave me in the comments what y'all think the keys to success are. I definitely think one of them is consistency. That's why I'm over here trying to be consistent on YouTube. Hello. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the video.
If you're a man and you're out here and you go, you know what? Who do I want to be? I want to be strong and rich and brave and respected. Then I need friends who are strong and rich and brave and respected. That's what you need to do. If you're going to say, oh, I want to be these things, but I hang around with this guy because we play FIFA together, then you can stay a fucking loser. I don't have time for brokies. I don't have time for sad people. I don't have time for unlucky people. I don't have time for someone who's complaining. I don't have time for negativity. I don't have time. I'm so ruthless. If I knew a dude who always had a cold, I wouldn't talk to him anymore. You're too sick. I don't like it. Yeah. My circle is winners. Everyone around me is a winner. No matter what bad happens in our lives, we win. And it's amazing to me that people understand that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend most time with, but then they don't curate their circle. No. They'll go, yeah, I understand that part, and then they'll still hang around with a bunch of fucking losers. The problem is, it has to be a value exchange. You can't be a loser hanging around with winners, because winners don't want to hang around with you. You need to find a way to provide value and work your way up. But as you progress through life, there's going to have to be people you cut off, because they're just holding on to your coattails, slowing you down. And no matter how many times you give them a chance, they don't want to fucking progress. And that's their decision. That's fine. You
that part.
And life is a value exchange. Every friendship, every relationship, every business relationship, there has to be an exchange of value. If you're, as you progress through life, if people stay in the same place, you're only giving value and you're not receiving any value back. And you have to be ruthless about those things. Like, I have a very curated circle, and everybody in my circle is extremely useful, and we're extremely successful. And it's a very motivating thing. It's value. If you're, as you progress through life, if people stay in the same place, you're only giving value and you're not receiving any value back. And you have to be ruthless about those things. Like, I have a very curated circle, and everybody in my circle is extremely useful, and we're extremely successful. And it's a very motivating thing. If you're in a room full of ice cream experts, and all they talk about is ice cream, how to move ice cream, how to sell ice cream, different flavors of ice cream, how you make ice cream, you're going to learn a lot about ice cream. If you're in a room full of people who are billionaires, and guess what they're talking about? Money. And guess what you're going to learn about? Money. I don't sit and have pointless conversations with people. I don't even know what people are talking about. If me and my friends meet, we end up talking about the earth and how it can pay us. That's what we talk about. And that's how we manage to make a bunch of money. So you have to be ruthless with your circle. And for people out there who understand this, a lot of people say they understand it, but they genuinely don't. But if you do, and you are trying to progress your circle, you need to find a way to provide value. You need to either join networks like my one on copenhagen.com, or you need to find a way to provide value. I'll give you an example. In Romania, I was driving and I went to a town called Cluj. It's a very small town. I went in a nice car, and a kid came up to me and he said, I run the car spotting page, and we take pictures of the Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Can I take a picture? I was like, yeah, sure. And anyway, he took a picture of it, and then he gave me his business card, and he said, I just want you to know, I don't even like cars. I just knew the best way for me to meet rich people is to take photos of nice cars.
It's a great story.
There you go.
I was like, you're smart. I hired him.
I'm not surprised.
He works for me, yeah. He still works for me for this day. Yeah. He was smart enough to go, well, where's the money over there? Yeah. How do I get close to the money? Oh, they don't want to talk to me. But if I take cool photos of his car, he might want to talk to me. You have to find a way to provide value to people.
Yeah.
If you provide value and it's a value exchange, you'll do good. But yeah, I say this to people and they go, oh, but my friend, and you know, we have a good time together. Well, if you're going to prioritize your friends by drinking and having fun, then you're going to have a bunch of fucking loser friends.
I've always said that, bro. I'm not trying to hang out and drink and smoke all day.
The NHS are on strike and you can't get seen and I'm in a private hospital in fucking Saudi. That's your problem. You have to just make your decisions in life and live true to them. But creating a circle is ultra important. And it's not just important financially, it's also important for your entire life and your mindset as a whole. Because it's amazing, especially amongst men. We never want to be the poorest person in the room. We never want to be the weakest person in the room. You never want to be, so if you're with a group of killers, you have now this massive expectation. It's almost like societal pressure and a positive force. If I go to my friends, I can't be the weakling. If everyone does X amount of push-ups, I have to do them.
You might get dropped out.
Nah, I have to do them.
You don't want to feel that way, right? That's it. So you can get, just like peer pressure can be a negative, peer pressure can be a massive positive. It can accelerate you towards the moon. You can get an upward spiral. So my team, it's not just about how we make money. It's also an entire mindset. I don't want to be the only scared one in the group. If me and my team, if me and my 6 closest friends are walking down the street and a couple guys came up to us with machetes, I know they wouldn't be afraid. So now I'm not afraid. Now no one's afraid. Now you're fucked.
Now the guys
now you're
fucked.
That's right. It's like an army. It's like a gang, right? You have to have that mentality. So it's not just even about money. It's about your entire life you create. If you're a person, if you're a man and you're out here and you go, you know what? Who do I want to be? I want to be strong and rich and brave and respected. Then I need friends who are strong and rich and brave and respected. That's what you need to do. If you're going to say, oh, I want to be these things, but I hang around with this guy because we play FIFA together, then you can stay a fucking loser. And that is your decision. Stay a loser. I have no sympathy for losers. I want to make this another thing clear that ends up on TikTok and I'm going to cry her eyes out. I don't give a solitary fuck if you want to stay at the bottom of the societal totem pole. Right. I'm going to ignore how I feel day after day so I can perform, regardless of whether I'm sad, happy, pissed off, tired. But I'm going to get up and work anyway.
Dang, I needed this.
How do you expect me to
I like
be sorry
that.
for you because you didn't work when you were tired? If I don't care about my own emotions, I certainly don't give a solitary shit about yours. If you want to stay a loser, stay one. Good, it's fine. Stay a loser. I have no sympathy for you. I don't care.
What would you say the single thing was for you to go and grab life by the bollocks and go for it? Because something had to spark that.
I was instilled with a duty for a very long time to honor my ancestors through achievement. And I was told from a very young age that the only thing your ancestors are interested in is achievement. Even to this day, when I do podcasts, people repeatedly talk about my father. If I wasn't successful, he wouldn't be spoken about anymore. He died 9 years ago. And he was a good chess player, but no one's really that interested in chess. The reason he lives on is because I'm so monumentally successful that people are interested in my origin story, and he is mentioned. The reason I will live forever is because my son will be so monumentally successful that they'll talk about how he could have been such a perfect specimen of man, how he was raised, and they will mention me. If you give a shit about your ancestry, and if you give a fuck about your family, and you're not a selfish person, and you want them to exist out in the ether for reality, for the eternity of reality, it is your duty to be successul.
That's why I got Dad to start the YouTube channel, because it's kind of commemorating you forever. People can look at that.
Am I on my way?
100 years left.
You've got loads of time left. But yeah, no, it's always there for people to look at, and it's like that version of my dad that I always saw, you know, and I wanted other people to experience that.
Completely. So if you love your family and you love your last name and you're proud of yourself, then you have a duty to be massively, monumentally successful, to show homage to your ancestors. I find it amazing there are people out here today who are going to sit and say, oh, I'm sad, I'm too depressed, I don't want to work hard. Do you understand that only 200 years ago, there were peasants out working a field, starving, surviving the Black Death, surviving the plague, struggling to exist just to reproduce, so that 200 years later, you can be the end of their bloodline, for you to sit on your ass and do fucking nothing.
Thanks.
Like, when you're a fuck up. You're fucking up your entire bloodline of your entire ancestry. You owe these people things. They went through hell for you to exist. You have a debt. You have a duty to pay. You have to be the best possible version of yourself. And the same to God. God loves people who try. God loves people who work hard. It's amazing if you try your very best all the time, what God will give you. He'll give it to you, anything you want, if you actually try. Not convincing yourself you try.
Right.
Actually try. They're different things. But yeah, I was instilled with this because from a young age, my dad said, you're a Tate. And Tates are the greatest people on the face of the planet. And there's going to be a day I'm not here anymore, and they're going to talk about me because of how fantastic you are. So go do your fucking job. And I said, yes, sir. And here I am.
Oh my gosh, I freaking love that, y'all. This video was right up my alley. I literally love videos like that. Like I said, I was gonna write some stuff down, and I actually did. Like, this is my first time coming across this video. So the first point that I want to hit on is the people that you are around. That's what he said off rip to start the video. Is the people that you're around definitely affect you. And I just remember my mom saying back in the day, like when we were like in middle school and teenagers and stuff like that, what you hang around is what you become. She will always tell us that, especially like my big sister or whatever. She would always tell her that because I had like more so like athletic and basketball friends and stuff like that. And my sister, she would hang around like, you know, with the kids that was like, you know, class clowns and getting into trouble and stuff like that. And so it's just like, she would always repeat that to us. I'm just like, bro, like, what does she mean by that? Because, you know, I'm over here thinking that I'm good, but that truly, like, it doesn't matter whether you're young or whether you're 29 or 59 or whatever the case may be. And I think that's where adults be having it twisted, because you think that just because you're an adult don't mean that, oh, I'm hanging out with a slut and that's her thing. That's what she's doing. And that's not what I'm doing. But you're just like, you're bringing yourself down, because when a person meets y'all and your friend is over here acting slutty, let's say y'all go out and your friend is over here acting the heck up and putting herself out there and dressing provocative and, you know, ready to DTF and stuff like that, they gonna be like, oh, she ready too. They just gonna assume that you in that type of world, especially like, let's say you big as Andrew Tate and stuff like that. If Andrew Tate starts hanging out with people that are not so good influences and stuff like that, they gonna be like, oh yeah, he a part of it. Even if he start hanging out with a group of gang members and he's literally not in that gang, they gonna be like, yeah, he a part of it too. You feel me? And so that I think that point was definitely important and stuff like that. And even me, like, it's hard because, and I even wrote this down, my city, the city that I'm from, Tulsa, originally Tulsa, Oklahoma, Tulsa is filled with haters. Like, you will see it all over social media. The people on social media from Tulsa, they always talk about they feel like they got to get up out of here because it's like crabs in a bucket mentality. Like, you trying to tear the next person down. We not trying to promote each other. We not trying to link up and come up with a master plan and stuff like that. You got to do everything yourself. And then when you pop, it's just like you kind of bitter towards your own city because then nobody try to share your stuff. Even if you're talented as F. I done seen people out here who could really sing. I done seen people who can do art, seen people who can design shoes, design clothes. And it's just like they not really leveling up to the point to really be because everybody's tearing you down. You feel me? So I definitely love that part of what he was saying. And then also the next part that I want to hit on is him talking about generational wealth. That right there is important to me. And I actually, like, I want to say like 4 or 5 days ago, I watched the movie on Harriet Tubman, and it's crazy that I'm wearing my hair like this. Hello, you know, a little old school style or whatever. But I was over here watching Harriet Tubman, and that movies like that, like, or even Woman King and stuff like that, make me want to get out and go be something. And that's like kind of like what I'm dealing with right now is I'm kind of like truly like in this season of my life, I'm trying to like break through that barrier of being down here, you know, or actually I don't think I'm all the way down here, but it's just like being down here instead of being to where you know, have financial freedom. You can go and travel wherever you want and stuff like that, you know? And so the generational thing, like, I don't necessarily want to leave a name for myself, but one thing that I truly want to do is I want to have generational wealth. I do not want my kids to struggle, but I do want my kids to know the value of $1, and I will teach them that. But also I want to set them up for success. I don't want them to have to start back from square one like I'm starting, you know? And so it's just like, it's a process. You know, Andrew Tate, he wants his name to be great and stuff like that. That doesn't necessarily matter to me. But if we can keep my name or my grandparents' name alive in my family and what all she's done for her community, and that she was a blessing and a believer in Christ and, you know, brought in this many people for the glory of God, that's what matters to me. I don't necessarily want to be famous, or, you know, if my kids want it, that's up to them. But it's just like, I want that generational wealth for my family so that they do not have to struggle. Like, I think every generation should constantly be able to level up. And today's society is just like, people are making it, especially Black people. We're making it to the top. People are starting businesses. People are up there. But at the same time, the money is flying out the window. You spinning. And not everybody. Yeah, some people are going to be able to keep their wealth. But some people are just like, it's the Louis belts, it's the Gucci, it's the this, and that money is just flying out the window, just gone, you know, never gonna see it again. And your kids is gonna have to struggle, especially when you get a little bit older and you get tired of making money, because you can get tired of making money. It's old news to you. You used to it. Now you struggling to come back on top. And even true, it's white people and stuff like that then became millionaires and stuff like that lose everything because you invested too much or whatever, you know, hardships just came your way. It just is what it is. So definitely just, you know, being smart, being able to teach your family the value of $1 and how to hold on to it, how to invest, how to do different things like that. I think that's super important. And I definitely like this video, like I said, is right up my alley. I love learning from other people. I love growing with other people. And I definitely need to continue to surround myself, instead of trying to be a one-man show, surround myself with people who are positive and uplifting and who can teach me something, and not be the smartest in the room at all times, you know? So anyways, you guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something from it. Definitely feel free to rewind it back and take notes from him, because he definitely knows what he's talking about. And I will see you guys in the next video.